Okay, hello.
Yes, hello.
This is our short, off-the-wall wisdom and whimsy video.
Yes.
As always, more wisdom probably than
Heavy on the wisdom. I'm sorry,
more
heavy on the
whimsy.
whimsy.
Yeah,
Got me
I was like
confused
something
there.
feels wrong.
Yeah.
I said it
Got
and
me
it didn't
confused
feel
there.
right.
Yeah, we've got a good question. So what our goal is 5 minutes or under, right?
5 minutes or under.
We're
Yeah, we're already burning time.
We're
but
burning time. Yeah, sorry.
So the basic question, well, the question is, why are the genealogies in the Gospels for Christ different?
Yeah.
So there's a genealogy in Luke and a genealogy in Matthew where it traces Jesus's lineage, and they're different. Drastically different, one
Clearly
could say.
different.
They're clearly, obviously, blatantly different.
Yeah.
And
it's
so,
not like one says Matt and one says
Matthew.
Matthew.
Yeah, no,
They're
they're
like
very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so why is that? And so in our longer video, we kind of discussed 3 potential explanations.
Yeah, so I'll give those in as briefly as I can, but one explanation is that it's kind of tracing 2 different things, really. And so you've got the genealogy you would think of with the biological parent had this kid and this, right? Like the genealogy like you would think of and like we would do now. But context matters, and you've also got in Jewish history and in Jewish law, if a father dies, it was incumbent upon the brother he would legally like become the kid's father.
Yeah.
Right? Now, obviously, that's way different than now. And some of you with rotten nieces and nephews are like, thank goodness, I don't want to take that on, right? But that's one explanation, is that one is kind of the biological line and the other is the legal line, taking into account all of those type of situations where maybe a father died and the brother stepped in. Okay? And so that's one of them. A pretty popular account that a lot of kind of more conservative Bible scholars go with is that one would be Mary's genealogy and one would be that of Joseph. Okay? And so obviously those 2 would be different.
Yeah.
And so that would make a lot of sense that those are different. It would be odd to trace the mother's genealogy. That would be an odd thing, but it's also odd to have a virgin birth. And so it could have been that they did something special
Right.
in this case and went back through her kind of genealogy. So those are 2 so far. One other that is a potential, a possibility, is that, again, the biological genealogy is kind of in all of these, the normal genealogy. But then the other one was more a genealogy of the Davidic kings. And so kind of listing off, the Bible makes a big deal out of how, Jesus was going to come through the line of David. And so it is more like talking about the Davidic kings. And those would also be 2 very different lists.
Yeah.
And so, that's a quick kind of summation because this is a quick video. But those are 3 different possibilities for these contradictions, and I think maybe kind of logical ones. I'd have to look into them more, honestly, than I have so far. But anyway, those are 3 possibles. And
I think it's important to keep in mind that this isn't like just some simple question. It's something that theological scholars have been dealing with for a long time. So one thing I want to encourage everybody is, if you are approached by someone, especially a non-Christian, who points that out and other supposed contradictions in the scriptures as being evidence that the Bible isn't true, feel free, if they ask you, well, why are these lineages different, and you don't have a ready answer, or for another controversy, say, I don't know.
3 powerful words.
3 very powerful words. I don't know. But make sure you follow that up with, let me talk to someone, or can I look into that? Or, can I call a friend? Something. But boy, this started blinking really fast. We're down to the last 30 seconds. So, yeah, and look into it. Let that kind of spur you on. There are apparent controversies in Scripture. Okay, that's just a fact. Especially the Gospels, there are apparent controversies, but that shouldn't scare you away from talking to people. And don't ever be afraid to say I don't know. And just look into it.
Yeah.
So.
Bam.
That's perfect.
Perfect timing. So,
All
all right. Take care.
See you.